Let's chat about sketching this drawing right here. So this is an example of a drawing with a feature of size datum determining where all of the dimensions come from. So if you look at how it's dimensioned, all of the dimensions come from this feature, right? So all the basic dimensions go outward. What this means is that when we sketch, we can't just choose this bottom left corner as the origin in our drawing. And if you notice, this part isn't symmetric. So it's 2.5 inches here and 3 inches here. We also can't use a center rectangle. So I'm going to show you how to use a corner rectangle and some tricks to get this sketched right. So all of these dimensions shown on the drawing become driving dimensions, which means you can change them from the drawing. So I've got a part open. I'm going to go to sketch. I'll choose the front plane. I'll hit Control 1 to get normal to the front plane, and I'm just going to sketch a corner rectangle. I don't care at all where it is right this second. The next thing I'm going to do is sketch a construction circle where this hole should be, and I'll explain a little bit why I'm going to do it this way. So what I do, I select a regular circle, put it on the origin, and then come over here and check for construction. That way it won't try to extrude or anything. Click green check. Now I'm going to dimension the outside of this rectangle according to this drawing up here. So 3 inches from the center to the right side, 2.5 from the center to the left, and then same deal for the top and the bottom. So I'll do that real quick. So I've got all the dimensions I need for this sketch, all the outside dimensions, and I went ahead and put a dimension on this construction circle. This is going to drive the feature when we do make it. The next thing I'm going to do to save a little time with the drawing is make these dimensions basic. So the way I do it, I'm going to select all the dimensions at once using the control button. It can be a little tricky to do, and then I can edit all of them at once. So I'll make them all basic and make them all 3 decimal places, just like the drawing. I can do the same thing with this dimension. So we need it to be 3 decimal places. I'll double click the dimension and I can go ahead and edit the tolerance. So I'll make it 3 decimal places first, and then I'll add a symmetric tolerance that's plus or minus 2 thousandths. Okay. So at this point, I'm going to exit this sketch. I'll extrude this to 1/2 inch, and then we'll make this Datum B feature. About sketching. So to make the Datum B feature, first I want to right-click Boss Extrude 1. I want to select Sketch and show that construction circle. Okay. I'll hit Control 1, so I'm looking at the front plane. I'm going to put an extruded cut right here. So I'll go to extruded cut. I'm going to select this top plane to put it on. And I don't want to draw a circle. What I want to do is go to convert entities. And I want to use this construction circle we already have sketched, dimensioned, and toleranced. So I click green check on convert entities. Bingo. If you notice, there's no dimensions here, which is good because we already have dimensions for this feature on the previous sketch. Those will show up on the drawing. So that's all I need. Exit sketch, and I can choose the end condition. The reason to do it this way with a construction circle in your first sketch is so that if you needed to, you could make this a blind hole. If you sketch all the circles and the rectangle all at once, you can't make them different end conditions. So this allows us to have more flexibility in the future. So I'm going to do through all in this case, green check, and I'm happy with that feature. So let me just show you how to do one of the other holes. You're welcome to do all of the rest of them in one sketch. So I'm going to start a sketch here. I'll put the first hole right here. And remember, you're dimensioning to this center. So you don't want to dimension to the edge of the part. Just go right back to that origin for every dimension. Make sure the dimension is horizontal. You don't want it to be crooked like this. That's dimensioning a different thing. In this case, we could say this is 1.5 inches from the bottom of the part, but it's really just horizontal with this origin. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to hit Control, select both of these dots, make them horizontal. That way we don't get a bunch of extra dimensions. If we put 1.5 here, then we'd have 2 of these when we go to the drawing. We just want 1. Now I'll just apply a dimension to it. And while I'm here, I can go ahead and add the tolerance. And then I'll do the end condition through all. Okay, so I'll let you guys do the other 2 holes. It all works the same way. Let me show you how to bring this into a drawing. So I'll just go to New, B-size drawing. I'll place the view. So we just want a front and a right view. And we can bring our dimensions in with model items. So we've got 1 of each for all these, and it looks just like this drawing up here. You would not get these dimensions if you chose one of the corners as your origin. So that's it for this video. This was just to illustrate using a datum feature of size as an origin for your model. Just look out for it. It's this datum feature symbol attached to a feature control frame that is pointed to a feature of size, in this case a hole, that indicates that that's going to be the origin for all of these dimensions. Okay.